Hello and welcome to the Retro Tech 120p challenge. Today it's Euro Football Champ. So Euro Football Champ, or you could just call it Football Champ, is right on your screen now. Look at you admiring it. I'm not looking at you. Are you looking at me? You better not be. But yeah, it's the same game as Football Champ. Exactly the same, just with the word Euro put in front of it. There's no difference whatsoever that I've been able to tell. No perceivable difference. This is the Retro Tech 120p challenge where you can have as many practice goes as you want. But once you press record, it's just you and 2 credits and see how far you get. And we've got one obviously themed around an event that's happening over the next month called Euro 2004. And so we've got this football game. It was a Taito game that came out on the Super Nintendo. It also came out on the Commodore 64, the Amiga, the MS-DOS, the Atari ST, and was actually planned for the Spectrum as well, which would have been interesting. Would it have been the best game of football on the Spectrum? Possibly, yes, possibly. As you can see, Euro Football Champ also lets you select Brazil and Argentina. And I've chosen to be Spain. They've all got Princess Diana's corpse at various stages there as the selectable character of decay. But also because their manager is a skullet. But also, I drew them in the sweepstake at work. They're my only credible team. We all picked 4 because we've got a small office. And the only good one I got was Spain. So I'm hoping they do great guns at this year's tournament. This also actually came out on the Taito Legends pack on the Xbox and PlayStation 2. And I think it also had a release as like a handheld, a Taito handheld thing, like those little gifty things you get for Christmas for people. Pretty cool one to get, to be fair, a Taito one. That was on there as well. It had numerous sequels. It was also called Hat-Trick Hero. The best one I did a video on was called Super Cup Finals, and I'll leave a link to that at the end there. And there's the first goal scored. Really dramatic game. Really full of pizzazz. It really feels pizzazzy. Weird that they're advertising rough play. Not sure if that's to do with football or some sort of weird sex thing on the hoarding there, but there you go. What do I think about the Euros then? Let's do my predictions. Why not? Let's have some football predictions. I think the underdogs, the dark horses would be Portugal. Not because I think they're particularly good. They have won a lot, but they seem to be so lucky with draws. Like, their qualifying group was a piece of pea. Their group they got in the Euros was a piece of pea. And they've got the easiest route to the final. It's like they want Ronaldo to win. I'm not suggesting that they do at all. I'm not going to start going on about the COVID jab or flat Earth or the WEF. I'm just saying that Portugal always seem to get an easy draw because because they're lucky. I think it will be a France-Germany final. I think Germany haven't looked very good as of late. I think they will do very well. I think not only because of the home support, because it's in Germany, but also because I think Nagelsmann is a terrific coach. Very unlucky at Bayern Munich, but Bayern Munich is a very loony club. It is a loony club. It's sort of mainly owned by the fans, but they also have like this weird thing where, I can't remember who was the guy. Was it Nagelsmann who was in charge? Tuchel was most recently in charge before they went for Vincent Kompany from Burnley. But anyway, he was really unlucky there. Should have left him to be in charge for a bit longer, and look how that's turned out for him. Bayern Leverkusen smashed them. But I think England will get to the quarters, potentially the semi-final. They might get to the final, but they probably will have to face France on the way, and they're not better than France, sorry. I know they've got the best attack in the world, England, I think, and I'm saying that outright. I'm not even saying, apart from maybe Real Madrid, I think England have got the best attacking lineup in world football. So I'm including clubs with that as well. But I don't think they've got the mentality for it. And as soon as they meet someone, I'm not going to say half decent, I'm going to say proper decent, like France or like Germany, as they are now, not last year, they will go out. I think they'd still beat Italy, because Italy looked crap when we played them in the qualifiers. And I do know that England lost to Iceland. I was there. I watched it. I watched the planes rain down from Wembley Way. The paper aeroplanes, not 9/11. But then you can't really just count that, because France drew with Canada at home the day after. And 2 days after that, Netherlands beat Iceland 3-0. And I don't think Netherlands are going to win. So there you go. We're playing Netherlands at the moment on the telly. Isn't that clever? So, and how will Scotland do? Scotland will do as they always do. They will be mathematically possible to get to the knockout stage in the last game, and they'll still blow it. But I think they might give Germany a scare. Not like in terms of be beating them like 2-0 and then Germany come back. I think it will be a matter of they will set up shop and they will look like they're going to get a draw, and in the last minute Germany will beat them. It's that kind of feel to it. And you only get a feeling in your bones. I'm going to watch on Friday, because when I recorded this was Tuesday, and I've got a feeling that Germany will beat Scotland by 1-0, and it'll be a fluky, jammy goal, and they'll look bad, and they'll just get better, Germany. So there you go. That's my top goal scorer. I'm going to go for Krug or Ronaldo, because Ronaldo's got a piss easy group, and he'll keep stealing the ball of Bruno Fernandes and all the others to take the penalties. That's my last. Anyway, that's the last football talk, apart from the football talk that's going to go on here. The trick to this game is it's a weird one, because it's incredibly hard to score past the keepers. Like, it really is really difficult unless you kind of figure it out. And I've noticed that if you try and do like a cross at him, he will either catch it or he'll ping it away, and then there should be a player to follow up and welly it in or fire it off to the side like I do, because I'm useless. But yeah, if you're going to be taking on the challenge, that's my first credit down. Try that tactic. When you get quite near the goal, instead of shooting, do a little lob like this. And look, do you see that? And sometimes the follow-up shot will go in. There's another weird thing where like two people could do like an overhead kick at each other and it will go in. And also, I don't know if you're aware of this, but this has got a very special scene, and someone might do it in their challenge. I don't do it in this. But someone might do it in their challenge, where I think is if your star player, the one you picked at the beginning, if you are in the last 10 seconds and you are, I think if you're behind or if you're drawing and you shoot from the halfway line, it lets off a super shot and it it puts the keeper through the back of the net with the ball. Yeah, so realism is not one of this game's strong points. Managers with skullets, definitely one of this game's strong points. It's a game as well that I think a lot of us remember. It's certainly an arcade game that I saw many times growing up, not just in the arcade, but like in things like video shops. This was always one of those, like WrestleFest and like Street Fighter 2. It was those three games that I remember just seeing everywhere. Oh, and Final Fight, of course. It was just one of those games that was just everywhere. But it's not one that's kind of cherished and loved like the others, possibly because, it's been very much superseded by things like, your FIFAs and your Pro Evolution Soccers and even Sensible Soccer to some degree. It's one of those, isn't it? Domark did the home versions of this, by the way, and they weren't very good, I'm afraid. But, Denmark will be Denmark, won't they? And the other thing I've noticed is that... so I'm running out of things to say, and I've still got, I think, about 8 minutes left, which is brilliant. The other thing I noticed is that sometimes the goalkeeper looks like Luke Skywalker in his Hoth costume. Yeah, wait till you see it. I think there's a game coming up where the goalkeeper I'm against is wearing basically orange and white, and he looks like he's got the straps on from the X-Wing pilot costume. You shall see him soon. Another great thing, by the way, is you can knock over those cameramen. You just kick the ball at them, just fall backwards. So it's a game with a lot of character. Is it the best arcade football game? It's either this or one of the Sidekicks games on Neo Geo, I'd say. I really like Super Cup Finals, even though it's like a pay-to-win game, which, as I say, if you watch the video I have on it, you'll see what I mean. But yeah, lovely, great game, full of razzmatazz. I can talk about stuff that's coming up on the channel, but first up, I've just realised I haven't even mentioned Genital Facts. What a dope that I've been, a rope-a-dope dope. That'll fill up time. So yeah, Genital Facts. So Genital Facts for this week are basically soccer's sexiest stars. So there was a calculation done using the mathematical symmetrical ratio. And basically what it does is a mathematical algorithm that works out how people are attracted by how symmetrical their faces are. And what kind of brings people to fancy other people is generally kind of how symmetrical their face is. Amber Heard was thought of as being one of the most beautiful women in the world because her face is super symmetrical. Nothing to do with the fact she poos in your bed. So, yes, and has sex with Elon Musk apparently. Yeah, so these are the top 10 most fanciful male footballers playing in the Premier League. So just the Premier League, nowhere else. So at number 10, we've got Milos Kerkez, who is a Serbian who plays for Bournemouth. Then we've got at number 9, Morgan Gibbs-White, who's an English player who plays for Nottingham Forest, was an under-21 star, I believe, recently. Martin Odegaard, who is a Norwegian who plays for Arsenal, very good player. Vitaly Mikalenko, who is a Ukrainian who plays for Everton. Then you've got England under-21 striker Cameron Archer, who played for Sheffield United last season, no longer in the Premier League. Then you have Gustavo Hammer at number 5, who's a Brazilian, who also played for Sheffield United. And you've got Joachim Andersen, who is a Danish person, and he plays for Crystal Palace. Then you've got Gabriel Martinelli, who is a Brazilian who plays for Arsenal, one of the more famous people on this list. Then we've got Marcos Senesi, an Argentine who plays for Bournemouth. And finally, the most handsome player in the league, according to maths, is Issa Diop, who is a Frenchman who plays for Fulham. But don't worry, lads, because we do have the sexiest women, and it's far less scientific. It was just selected by a guy called Gavin Hunt from the website Sport Rev Up, and this is the sexiest female player, the 10 most sexiest female players in the world according to him. Apparently he did do some sort of research. I don't know what kind of research is involved with that, but what I'll do is I will flash up on the last card of the stream what the sexiest woman according to him and his research, we know what that means, making love to your fist, at the end there. So at number 10 we've got Alexia Putellas. She's the captain of Barcelona and plays for Spain. Then we've got Poppy Pattinson, who despite her name isn't like an English rose. No, she does play for Everton, but she's from France. Then we have at number 8 Giuliani Sally, who is a Swiss girl who plays for Servette, the Swiss champions. Then you've got Alex Morgan, USA and Orlando Pride. Then we have Kosovar Asllani, who is a Swedish lady who plays for Real Madrid. Number 5, we have Lauren Sesselman, a Canadian who retired a few years ago and used to play for Santa Clarita Blue Heat. Sounds like a porn film. Number 4, Jordan Hutima, who is a Canadian who plays for PSG. Then we have Agatha Isabella Centasso, who plays for Serie B team Venezia, that's in Italy. She's as fit as a butcher's dog. And then number 2, you might know this young lady. I know Anthony Walker will. Alicia Lehmann, who is a Swiss lady who plays for Aston Villa. And the number 1, and you'll see her at the end, as I say, is Anna Maria Markovic, who plays for Croatia and Grasshopper Zurich. And that is the end of the general facts. And there is Luke Skywalker. Didn't I tell you? That's Luke Skywalker, the goalkeeper. Why is he playing in goal? He's using Jedi tricks. It's not fair. That's why I can't break down this tough English defence, who are bizarrely playing in blue for no apparent reason. Yes. So, yeah, coming up on the channel, we've already had this week's main video, which was about Keith Von Aaron, who was a goalkeeper who played indoor league football. He had his own game. Well, he had his own game. He had his name put onto Micropro Soccer in America. So if you want to know about him or Micropro Soccer, I've got a video up for you just about that. Next week we've got The Mission, which was a PlayStation 1 game about the old advert from the Euro 2000 about when some footballers break into steal a rare football or something. Bizarre thing to make a game about, but there you go. And that's that. So to close, before you see the sexiest lady footballer in the world, according to journalist Gavin Hunt, look how the letters are formed in the credits there. Look. That's my name, done in 16-bit footballers. There you go. Is anyone else going to get to round 4? They may well do. Are they going to win the tournament? They may well do. Are England going to win the Euros? Probably not. Anyway, like, subscribe. She's a royster toyster, isn't she? And Kay, thanks, bye.